Good morning. Hello. Welcome to this absolutely beautiful day. Thank you for joining me for a gentle yoga. We're going to focus on hips and legs today, but we'll stretch everything. So let's get started. On your mat, wide knee child's pose, forehead to the floor. Extend your arms, maybe shift a little bit side to side so that your hips can release. Drop your forehead down to the floor. And take some big, deep breaths and just let the body rest. Slowly come up, hands under shoulders. Your knees are under your hips. And move between cat and cow. Just feel the muscles of your back around your hips begin to loosen up. Just get some movement through the spine. Abdominals engage. It is a gorgeous day. I'm practicing outside in my backyard. So hopefully you have the opportunity to get outside today. So move through a couple more times. Come to your tabletop. Pushing your hands down toward the ground without locking out your elbows. Your arms are strong. You're turning the inside part of your elbow toward the front of your mat. Lift up your right arm. Look toward the sky or the ceiling. Opening the chest. Thread the needle, dropping the arm underneath, coming down to that shoulder, and wrapping your other arm around your back. Allowing your body to rest here. You can add a little bit more of a twist if you choose. Be gentle in your stretches. Return the left hand to the floor. Look up, take your gaze to the right hand, and release that. And switch sides. Look up and hold. Reach up high. Feel the stretch along the back. Through your lower back, maybe into your side a little bit. And then take the arm under, thread the needle. Wrapping Right arm around the back. Release your hand to the floor. Take the gaze up and release down. Now bringing your legs together, shift back into a child's pose. Walk your fingers forward. Just lift your head, walk your arms over to the right side. And then drop down. You're pushing your hips a little bit toward the left, just so you can feel a really big stretch through that left side. And your head probably will not be down on the floor. Just be calm in your face. Really emphasize the stretch on the side. Come to the center. Stretch forward. Come up, walk your hands to the other side. Feel the stretch along the right side of the body. Pop your hips just ever so slightly toward the right to intensify that stretch. And you can feel the stretch and you can play around with how much you want to push your hips to the side. Come to the front one more time, forehead to the ground. Back up to tabletop. And then lower the whole way down to the ground. And let's move into a baby cobra. Your hands are just light on the floor and you're lifting up your chest. Not tension through the hands, calm face, feeling that stretch in your lower back. And release and lower down. Back up, using your breath. So as you get to these postures, holding, breathing, and release. And one more time, coming up, pulling the chest open. And release. Press back to child's pose. Coming forward and moving into a cobra from the top. So in this cobra, the arms are straight. You're trying to find a little more space. Sometimes it feels good, I think, to just shift a little bit through the hips until you find that center position. Release and press back, child's pose. Oh, I love practicing outside. All the nature noises. Amazing how sound can help you become more calm and peaceful. Shift forward. You can hear Bob the bullfrog in the background. Actually, we have two Bob the bullfrogs. My granddaughter named them both Bob. So hearing the rhythm helps me with my breath. Press back, child's pose. Roll forward, last time. Opening the chest. Maybe you start to look up a little bit farther. Just be cautious with your neck. Trying to stretch the front of the body. And press back, child's pose. Come up onto the knees. And balance your knees under your hips. So they're 2 fist width apart. Arms are down by your side. Then reach up and look up. Clasp your hands together and stretch to the right. Breathe. And then shift to the other side. Try keeping your body square to the front of your mat. Come back up. Lower your arms down and take your hands behind your back and open the chest. So we're starting off our practice with stretching through the torso, the sides to the front and the back of the body. Reach up. Let's repeat. Reach high and then fold to the right. See if you can reach just a little bit further through your arms. Bigger stretch on your side. Come back up. Breathe. Other side. Come up. Look up. Open the arms. Clasp the hands behind your back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lifting up the arms. And release. Walk your hands out on the mat and move to downward facing dog. Tuck under the toes, lift up your hips. Look toward the belly button. Come up on the toes, lifting the heels high and hold here. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, drop the heels toward the ground. Maybe they touch your mat. Lift up the heels and lower down. And down to the mat. And sit back in high heroes pose. Inhale, reach up. Let's stretch the back of the arms. Bending the right arm, elbow toward the ceiling. Allowing your legs to stretch a little bit. I don't know how tight your quads might be. Mine tend to get very tight. Release. So this feels nice to just gently stretch them before we move further into deeper stretches. Release. Hands back to the mat. Return to downward facing dog. Lift up your right leg for a three-legged dog. So straight leg first, then bend your knee and take the heel to the opposite hip. And just hold here. Try keeping that upper body steady, opening up the hips. Lower your leg down. And set up on the other side, lifting up the leg, bending the knee. And lower down. Come back down to your knees. Sit back on your heels. So you can stay here. This is a modified high hero pose. Or you can try to go a little bit deeper by opening your feet. So making your feet move to the outer edges of your mat. And then sitting your bottom down toward the floor. And if that's too much and you have a block or a pillow, you can sit that under your butt. Try to relax that upper body. Feel the stretch on the thighs, the tops of the feet. And then place your hands behind your bottom and just lift up your hips. Trying to increase the stretch in the front of the pelvis and your thighs. Come back down. Sit. And one more time, taking the hands behind you, lifting up the hips. And release. Come forward. Hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Tucking under the feet, we just stretch the top of the feet. Now pushing those feet down toward the ground. Might have some sensations in the top of the feet that you're not used to. Let's lift the right leg back up. Bring the knee in toward the nose. Round the back. Inhale, reach the leg up. Bring the knee in toward the nose. One more time, reach back. Bring the knee in toward the nose. And then step and drop your back leg. So shift that front leg as far forward as you need to have your knee over your ankle. And then lift your body up. Lower your arms by your side. Allow the body to sink toward the ground for that stretch in through the hip flexors, the pelvis area. Reach your arms up. Look up. Lower your arms down. Inhale, reach up. Lower your arms. One more time, reach up. Bring the hands to prayer and then twist over your leg. You're turning and looking over your shoulder. You're pushing your arm against the outside part of your thigh. Release. Reach the arms up. Bring them down to the mat. Shift your weight back. Gentle hamstring stretch. Lifting toes toward the ceiling. Lengthening through your back. Forward. Hands stay down on the mat. Shift back. Maybe you can go just a little bit lower. Try not to force the stretch, but maybe just by moving and shifting, come forward. That you might be able to loosen those muscles just a little bit more. Shift back. See if you can go even deeper. How about one more time? Breath in, breath out. Bring the leg back. Return to down dog. Hold your down dog. Get recentered, refocused. Lifting up left leg. Bring the knee into the nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Knee to nose. And step. Lower back leg. And lift. Nice. So we slipped in a few low core work. Not much. But it's nice to become aware of how the core muscles work and how they help you with your postures. And that translates into your everyday life. Sinking down in your posture here. Knee over ankle. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Can you feel those hip flexors releasing and stretching? Bring the hands to prayer and twist. Using breath to go deeper. Come to the center, inhale, reach. Hands down to the mat. Shift back. Good. Come forward, sink down into your lunge. Shift back. How are your legs feeling? Do you have equal flexibility on each side? It's a good awareness. You know, for me, I'm definitely tighter on this side. It's my actual right leg, but I'm saying left because I'm mirroring you. It's back. One more time, come forward. And back and hold. Come forward, bring your knee back, or your foot back, excuse me, and move to down dog. Lengthening. Step forward. Oh, hello, Toro. Hey, buddy. On this side. Be out of the way, honey. Come over here. Hanging ragdoll. Sit. Sit. Yeah. Hanging ragdoll. Allowing the back to release. Feeling the hamstrings stretch. Maybe make a box or keep the hands down to the ground. You want to make a box, you take right hand to left elbow, left hand to right elbow. Then release your hands to the ground. Half a lift. Lengthen through your back. Fold. Inhale, rise. Reaching up tall. Exhale, bring your hands down to prayer. And then turn and open your legs wide. Feet parallel to the edges of the mat. Core is braced. Chest is lifted. Bring your hands to your hips. So your feet are wide, but not so wide that you can easily just kind of collapse down to the ground as you fold forward. So you want to be still working here. Take a breath. Let's open the chest. Look up a little bit. Just bring the elbows back to spread the muscles of the chest. Bracing your core, fold forward. And keep your hands on your hips. Just hang upside down for a few breaths. And slowly come up, lifting, using your core, pressing your legs into the ground. Breathe. Roll the shoulders back and down. Come forward again. Breath in, open the chest, exhale forward, fold. This time drop your hands to the ground. The crown of the head toward the ground. Use your hands to help you shift a little bit forward into your feet. Tighten your quads. Feel the hamstrings stretch. Half lift. Hands to hips. Rise. Take the hands behind your back. Opening chest again. And then forward fold. Okay. Allow the hands to come up toward the ceiling. Tighten the quads, shift your weight forward, still lengthening through the neck. Big stretch of the hamstrings. Hands to hips. Inhale, rise. Just roll the shoulders back and down. Now turn that front foot, whatever foot you have forward, hopefully it's your right, and just shift so that you're in a lunge, and then shift your back foot so that you can move into a side angle. So in this side angle, your forearm is light on your thigh. Try to get your thigh flat, parallel to the floor, reach up. Extended side angle, take the hand down to the floor. Reach your arm over your ear. Walk your hand down to the mat. Come up. Warrior two. And then turn your foot. Hands to hips. And shift the other way. Turning your left foot toward the back of the room. Your right foot comes in a little bit of an angle. Move into your side angle on this side. Reach your arm up. And then move into your extended side angle. Hand to the floor inside your foot. Reach over. Come up to warrior two. And then turn your feet again. Hands to hips. Roll the shoulders back and down. Let's do two more standing postures. Well, one more posture, but once on each side. Moving to triangle pose. So shifting your hips, straighten your front leg and your back leg. You can start just by reaching up to the ceiling and then picturing just a plumb line coming from those fingers down toward your other hand. And then depending on your flexibility, you come down to the floor, hold your hand up, keep looking up. Both legs are grounded, you're pushing your feet into the earth, feeling that stretch in the back of the legs and the inner thighs. And then you feel some work going on your upper back because you're lifting up through that upper arm. Try dialing your hip toward the ground. Release and come up. Maybe bend your knee and then shift. Set up on the other side. Your front foot is straight ahead. It's even with the edge of your mat. Your back foot is on an angle, depending on how much you need to turn that to get your hip to come more forward. Okay, move into your triangle pose. Using breath. And bending the front knee, your feet, and then step to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Open your feet 6 inches. Reach for your big toes. Take a half lift. And then fold forward again. Elbows go wide. Half a lift, hands to the ground, and have a seat. Okay. Extend your legs, sit up tall. Reach forward for your toes. If that's too much, just place your hands on your shins. Take a breath, and then come forward, taking the crown of your head toward the top of your feet. So you're going for length. Trying to lengthen through the back, lengthen through your hamstrings. Try tightening the tops of your legs. That'll make your hamstrings stretch more. Keep pulling your belly up and in. So you don't want to just relax your abdominals here. You're engaging your core. Feeling the stretch of the muscles of your back and your legs. So that whole posterior chain, everything on the back of the body. Release and come up. Let's move to reverse tabletop. Knees come under hips, feet come under knees. Hands behind your bottom and under your shoulders, and lift up. Feel the stretch across the chest and the hips. Release, come down. Extend your legs, breath in. Reach for the outside part of your feet, placing your thumb over the tendon that goes into your big toe. Try to keep the feet flexed, pull the belly in and fold. Come up. Return to either tabletop, reverse tabletop, or move to Purvottanasana as your reverse plank with your legs straight, taking hips up, gaze to the sky, toes forward, bottoms of the feet strive to go down to the floor. And release. Bend both knees, bring your feet in toward your body. Purvottanasana. Blades of the feet are together, elbows in. Walk your feet in closer to you. Try to keep no tension in the neck, face, and upper body. Allow the hips to release here. Let the knees be heavy and pointing to the sides of your mat. And then bring the chest forward. And release. Good. Keeping your right leg bent, straighten your left leg. And then walk that foot just inside your leg. Sitting up tall, turn, reach and stretch over the leg. Trying to keep chest level, toes up. Tension is not in your neck or your upper back. So if you feel yourself hunching and tightening up, just be very conscious of that and try to release that tension. Bigger stretch on the back of the leg. Slowly roll up. Switch legs. Turn, fold. And release, come up. Soles of the feet together. Thank you. And then round your back, take the crown of your head toward your feet. Release, roll up. And open your legs into a straddle. Sitting tall, toes toward the ceiling. Let's reach the arms up. And then lower the arms down. Make sure the shoulders are down and back. And then your hands can come to the mat And you can walk forward, stopping where you feel tension, holding there, using your breath, and then maybe walking further forward. Option to place your hands out on your feet. And then slowly come up. Legs in. Sit up tall. Let's place the right leg down on the mat. I like to use a towel to kind of prop up the areas that don't necessarily feel so good. So if it's uncomfortable, if anything's uncomfortable on your knees or other joints, you can always just use a towel, or sometimes I just use a shirt. Okay, so stacking opposite foot over knee. Just gonna sit with this for a moment. So you can feel that stretch in your hip. Whatever leg is on top, that hip is that outer thigh, that outer hip area is stretching. So let's sit tall. Try not to slump down into this posture. Just let the leg muscles and the hip muscles release. Maybe you close your eyes and take some deep breaths, or you just find a focal point. And then experiment with shifting forward. Once again, going to wherever there's discomfort and pausing there, using breath. Just be gentle. Slowly come up. Let's adjust this posture and turn it into a spine twist. So that lower leg, the foot comes back toward your bottom. Upper leg crosses over and then turn toward your thigh. You can wrap your arm around the leg or take your arm on the outside part of the leg. Try sitting tall and then keep looking behind you. And release. Uncross and then switch sides. You start off with this fire log or double pigeon. Take your time. Remember, at first, you're just going to sit in the posture, sit with the legs crossed. Just allow your body to find comfort in this. Use your breath. And when you're ready, begin to hinge forward. No tension in the upper body. Take your awareness to your face, because a lot of times when we get in these very uncomfortable postures, there's the tendency to start to clench the jaw. And slowly come up. And then shifting into your spine twist. Keeping your foot close to the butt. Moving everything to the center, sitting tall, reaching up, either holding the outside part of your leg or the inside. Using resistance against the leg, twist farther. Release. So let's come forward into a down dog, just as a transition to one more big hip stretch before we move into working on our low back. So just come to down dog to reset, lengthening the back again, dropping heels toward the floor. Maybe, I hope, that this feels much easier because of the stretches of the back of the leg. From here, you can jump or step your feet wide. I'm just going to come down into a squat. Hands center of the chest, pressure inside the legs. Sinking down. A lot of times we do this posture earlier in practice before we've done all those stretches, so hopefully this feels really nice. Done a lot of hip and leg stretches today. And then lower your hands to the floor and just lift up. Shift your feet so that you're in this kind of mid stance, hanging forward for your forward fold. Walk your feet together. Take a half lift, fold. Inhale, rise. You just do one chaturanga, fold, half lift, step back to a high push-up. You can have your knees on the ground if you choose. Down to low, up dog, down dog. Roll out to your high plank. Again, you can drop your knees from the whole way down to the floor. Reach your arms back, lift your legs, look out toward about a foot from your mat. Keep lifting and release. Bend your knees for floor bow. Reach for your feet. Bring your toes together and lift, opening chest more, pushing toes to ceiling. And release. I'm going to do that one more time. Bend your knees. Reach for your toes. Or bring your toes together. Reach for your ankles or your feet and lift. Can you feel your lower back working? Can you feel the stretch across the chest and into the front of the shoulders? Release. Let's take the right arm out to the side and lower your arm down, and you're just going to roll onto your right side. So your body is stacked. You can feel this stretch in the front of the shoulder. And then release. And roll to the other side, feeling the stretch, stacking your body so your hips are stacked over each other, your core is engaged to help you stay up. That way you can just relax the shoulder and allow it to stretch. Release, come forward again. And from here, move into your upward facing dog. Thighs off the ground, looking up. Shift to down dog. And then come forward and have a seat. And from your seated position, roll down to the ground. Lower your legs to the ground. Let's lift up the right leg. Hold the calf or reach for your big toe. Other leg is either bent or you can have it down on the floor straight. Depends on your flexibility. And then take that leg out to the side. If you have a strap and you can't hold on to your foot, then use your strap or your mat. And then look the opposite direction. Both legs are engaged. Your toes are pulling dorsiflex. They're pulling toward your shin. Bring the leg up, bend the knee, and take it across the body and look the opposite way. Bring the leg back to the center and lower down. Switch sides. Lifting up. Again, reaching for your calf or your toe. The right leg that's straight on the ground, you're pushing the heel away from you. Take the leg out to the side. Look over your shoulder. Both legs strong and straight. Bring the leg to the ceiling, up toward the sky, bend the knee. And take the leg across. spine twist. Oh, this feels so nice. Back to the center. Bring both knees into the chest. If you want to, you can move to happy baby, reaching for your feet. And then when you're ready, move to Shavasana, extending your legs, palms up. Close your eyes. Allow the body to be still. Stay present. You listen to the sounds of nature, the birds, the waterfalls, Bob the frog. Just stay present. Try not to let the mind wander to the future or to the past. And stay here in your Shavasana. And you can stay in Shavasana or come up to seated. I will share the quote that I put in the comments this morning. And that is a quote from Helen Keller. And it says, "Keep your face to the sun and you will never see the shadows." So we can literally be outside in the sun and enjoying nature and its health benefits, or use that sun as a symbol for positivity and staying positive and being that ray of sunshine for other people. Thank you for joining me today. I wish you health and safety, and until I see you again, namaste. Have a great day, everyone. Hi, buddy.